Welcome to your daily focus for October the 8th, 2018. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. Oh, we had a card fly out upside down. The Knight of Swords appears. We want to get moving. We want to go forward. We want to conquer our path. Messages can come in, absolutely. When knights appear, knights bring messages to us. So pay attention to your environment, what you're thinking about, your thought patterns, about how to move forward. How to move forward. With whom to move forward with. We'll put that back in. Now we have the new moon in Libra. So we could be making some radical new moves, some new changes. We could be planting those new seeds. Definitely. The Knight of Swords could stand for that. Our dreams, our potential to go forward, to give 110%. And it's in Libra, so we want to look at our relationships. We want to bring in the harmony. We want to bring in the balance. We want to understand where there needs to be compromise and where we need to pull that back a little bit, because we have been the only ones compromising within the relationship or the situation or the environment. So it is a time to bring in balance in our life. And maybe that is through looking at our lifestyle and saying these things are toxic in my life and I need to remove them from my life in order for me to have true balance, true happiness coming in, true joy coming in. So what depletes your energy? What is toxic? Is it a relationship? Is it an environment? Is it the people that you tend to associate with? And how do we, yes, eliminate those things, but what do we replace it with? What kind of environments? What kind of people? What kind of behaviors and habits? So it is a beautiful time to plant those types of seeds in our life. I'll cut the deck here. The Four of Swords. Okay, well, we start with the Four of Swords. So it is a time of meditation, reflection, weighing things out, making decisions for our new beginnings, our new starts. This is all about the warrior coming off the battlefield. So you come off the battlefield and you take off your armor, you hang up your weapons, and you lay yourself down. And yes, there is prayer and meditation involved here. There is healing involved here. So allow yourself some sort of healing or forgive yourself for something. You're only human. Move on. We've learned the lesson. Or maybe it's perhaps forgiving somebody else. This is a time to recuperate, to recharge our batteries. And think of your life on that battlefield, sleeping with one eye open, not eating properly, not sleeping properly, always living in fears and anxieties, negative environments. And then you come home, and as you lay there, you hear the birds singing in the trees. You hear the kids playing in the park. You know that there is a better tomorrow awaiting you. So what will your steps be? Where will your journey take you? We have the Ten of Swords. Oh, we've learned the lessons. We've learned them, and we feel in some ways so crippled because of it. Because of what we've gone through in order to get to here, in order to get to now. And they were lessons learned, but they were hard lessons learned for the most part, or chaos, sorrow, great fear, great anxiety. You have to realize when the Ten of Swords comes up, it's an ending. It's an ending of going through those fires. That you have learned the lesson. The sun is appearing here in between the clouds. A new day is dawning. You're pushing yourself back up. You're ready to dust yourself off and go forward. You have knowledge that you didn't have before. You have intuition that you weren't able to lay claim of before. So those two cards together too, the Four of Swords and the Ten of Swords together, this is a time of honoring yourself, being true to yourself, rewarding yourself in some small way, celebrating yourself, and celebrating your knowledge and being grateful of the path that you've walked to this point. And that's easy if they were joyful times, but not as easy to be grateful for the experiences that we feel were negative or filled with chaos or sorrow or tears or hurt. To know that it moved us into a position to get us here. And we may never know why something's happened in our lives. Other things we look back and we say, thank you for that happening in my life. It was horrifying at the time, but I never would have been here if that did not happen in my life. Be grateful for every experience. In detriment, we have the Emperor. Well, he's making the plans. So this is a little bit of a warning to not just get impatient at this point in time in your life. To not just say, you can't throw out the baby in the bathwater. You have to think things through. We may not want to think them through as much as we should. So, if you can delay on any major decisions here, I would say it would be wise to. And we might be, because of the way the cards are laid, the Emperor is looking directly at the Ten of Swords and the Four of Swords. So we have to look back and make sure that we are not using our past as the crutch. The reason we can't go forward. Pay attention to what kind of ego conflicts come out right now, what kind of, where we feel we have to be so in control. I almost see a contempt here. Like you can beat yourself up today, or you can allow this kind of energy in where you are thinking, like, why did you even allow that to happen in your life? Like, all the signs were there. Why didn't you pay attention to them? You noticed them. Why did you go forward in that direction with those kinds of facts and assumptions and intuition and prior knowledge coming into play, telling you to go in a different way? How could you be so foolish? How could you be so blind? And it's almost like we are berating ourselves in some way today if we are not careful. And we're not looking at the positive of where we grew, but rather the negative. So be very careful of, the Emperor. The Emperor is in complete control of everything, and he does not like it if he does not have control of a certain aspect of his kingdom. So we have to make sure, since he's in detriment here, that we are not, we're not having like these we're not bullying in order to get what we want, or bullying ourselves in that matter too. Bullying others, make sure other people aren't trying to bully you. Like, what are you reluctant to let go of control of in your life? Where are you allowing yourself to let go? Maybe let go of the past, maybe to let go of some type of control that you feel that you must have. You know, people always, they work so hard for companies for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And, the next day they're replaced by somebody. And maybe they don't know it all, but they get to know it all. And so maybe us thinking that we have to show up every single day at that because they depend on us, they'll depend on somebody else. Is it moving you forward? If it's moving you forward, then that's fabulous that they depend on you. But if it's actually keeping you from doing something that you truly love, then why are you doing something that is not serving your higher purpose right now? Nine of Cups, our wish card. New Moon Affirmations. I always put the link in pretty well every video. New Moon Affirmations. This is the time to say it. This is the time to put up your wishes, your dreams, your desires, your wants, your goals, who you want to become, who you want in your life, what does it look like? Who are the people that surround you? What is the environment? The wish card appears for us on a new moon. How beautiful is that? So what seeds do you want to plant? Long-term, short-term? What kind of behaviors or habits do you want to get rid of? What kind of toxic relationships or environments do you want to purge from? Or maybe it's toxins that you're putting in your body and saying no more of that. So I always put the new moon affirmations in. If it helps to say it along every day, that's great. But get a pen and paper and write down just some quick things that you can say throughout the day, some little positive affirmations that will only take a second or two in your head, and start saying them to yourself and start building up that positive, invigorating energy, because with the sun and the moon coming together, that does allow us this burst of energy. So tap into it. Two of Wands, summoning our new beginning. Are we not there? The moon has our back for bringing in new beginnings, new starts. I would have to say it has a lot to do with forgiving ourselves, realizing that we've been through the battles, that this is a very transformative time for us. Where do we need to let go of control? What does our tomorrow look like? Where can I bring in balance in my life? Where can I enhance friendships, partnerships, associations with others? Where do I need to look at making a decision? Where have I blinded myself? We'll get an affirmation card. So definitely this new moon has very strong energy for us. So it's partially too about celebrating who you are. The Five of Fire. Look at the butterflies. I didn't see butterflies the other day. I was at a red light, and it was in between, so everybody, just for that split second, had a red light, and here this butterfly flew through the traffic. Like, it was like all traffic stopped for this beautiful butterfly. So maybe that's part of our problem. Maybe we do need to all come to a halt and just watch the butterfly once in a while and stay in the present moment. Stop worrying so much about yesterday. Stop fearing so much about the unknown of tomorrow. Five of Fire. And that is so easy to say out loud. It is so incredibly hard to do with the busy lives we lead. Creative brainstorming, unity and diversity, honoring differences. I have the freedom to explore the ideas that seem most far-fetched. What seems crazy today proves tomorrow to be brilliant. Like a child willing to stretch her imagination when a new playmate comes into the garden. I open to new people, new ideas, intrigued by what is novel and unfamiliar. This is a time for what is counterintuitive, for appreciating the ideas from out in left field and what they might have to offer. So staying open to the experience, to stay in the now, to embrace it and see where it leads you, see where it pops you up. Have a little bit of faith. What seems crazy today proves tomorrow to be brilliant, and we know that every genius at one point in time was called a complete lunatic. Crazy, out of their minds. That'll never work. That'll never happen. That's why we can hit a switch in our house and the light comes on. I open to new people and new ideas, and that is all about new moon energy and inviting in new people into our lives. Inviting in new experiences, new ways of doing, being, and becoming. We have the Page of Air. Look at that. The Page of Air. New ideas. A theory not yet proven. Curiosity. New focus. This calls for greater investigation as we've only scratched the surface. I don't really know. That's interesting. If I explore this way of thinking, what can I learn? So when we face everything in our life, it's okay not to know it all. Maybe that's where you need to lessen the control in your life of saying, oh, I've got this. Don't worry, I've got this. I don't need your help. I don't need anybody's help. I don't need anybody's guidance or love. I've got this. Don't come near me. We need to let go of that control, let people into our lives to support us, to help us, to learn from, and to share our wisdom with. This calls for greater investigation as we've only scratched the surface. So we want to make sure that the seeds we plant are in the richest of soil. We want to make sure that there's not just this much dirt and then it's hard rock, and the roots won't have anywhere to go after it becomes a sapling. We want to make sure that we are putting this beautiful foundation underneath our feet, and that is the Libra new moon. Understanding the balance that needs to be in place, understanding the harmony, where we compromise. And yes, some compromises are beautiful and wonderful, and it makes everything work so flawlessly. But sometimes we find that we are compromising too much or expecting others to compromise too much in order to meet our goals, in order to find that joy, in order to find that happiness. We'll do one more. The Queen of Earth. Fire, air, and earth appear. The Queen of Earth. So we're missing water. Do we have any water? Well, we have the Nine of Cups there. Practical and grounded. Trustworthy, earthy, resourceful, a gardener who tends to what has been planted. I am committed, down to earth, and clear about my goals. I am honest as I work with others to keep it real and be true to what we are doing and the challenges before us. I use all my resources wisely, whether they are finances, opportunities, or people willing to help me in my endeavors. So it is a beautiful way to walk over these next several weeks. To be committed to you, committed to your goals, committed to your dreams. To be honest, to walk with integrity, to deal with others with integrity and respect. Understanding what you truly need and what is just clutter. And removing the clutter and using your resources wisely. Whether it's finances, opportunities, or people to help me move forward, to support me, to love me. We'll get an animal card, and yes, because it's a new moon, I will also do a Journey of Love card at the very end for those who love those messages as I do. Strange little cut for the ladybug to appear with tangled wishes. Ask for assistance, healing, angels, path, and manifest. Crying is all right in its own way while it lasts, but you have to stop sooner or later, and then you still have to decide what to do. The ladybug originated in Europe during the Middle Ages when insects were destroying the crops. Legend says the Catholic farmers prayed to the Virgin Mary for help, and it wasn't long before ladybugs appeared and ate the pests that were destroying the crops. The farmers referred to the bugs as the beetles of Our Lady, with the red wings representing the Virgin Mary's cloak and the black spots her joys and sorrows. So the message with the ladybug is to let go, to ask for help, and then to accept that help. We receive messages frequently, but are often too stressed out, too contained within our own grief, are just too stubborn to see the messages between the worlds. And I think I told a little story the other day, right, about, they're probably sending us down like 20,000, but we're so caught up in our own reality, in our own world, and we only see certain things. We don't take the time to step back and breathe and see what's unfolding in front of us, that we probably only pick up like 2 or 3 messages. So we receive messages frequently, but are often too stressed out, too contained within our own grief, or just too stubborn to see the messages between the worlds. Whether you have experienced a death, a divorce, a breakup, feel like you've lost your life's purpose, it's so easy to get caught up in the negative. The smog only gets deeper and deeper the longer you allow yourself to sit within it. So how do you get out of the smog? You just sit and you just be. So remember our very first card, rest, recuperation, unplug, meditation and prayer, reflection. So many times when we are experiencing a loss, we are afraid to go within our own mind and actually grieving, and it's okay to grieve. It doesn't mean you're weak, it makes you human, and it's part of the healing process. It is also all right for you to seek assistance from those who can help. Know that the angels, spirit guides, animal guides, and those here on this earthly plane are ready and willing to assist. You just have to make the first move. Just like Christmas lights, our life wishes can be tangled up in a mess. Step by step, with patience and perseverance, you can untangle your wishes into something actual and real. Life is good. Have faith that you can move forward. Your path may be a tangled mess now, but you have to believe. Because sitting there sulking in sadness won't help you get to where you want. It's time now for you to dream. It's time now to manifest your goals. It's time now to be clear on your wishes. You just can't make this up. Okay, Journey of Love. Got the book. So catch yourself when you're thinking about the negative and understand the positive part of it. Look at the numbers here. 10, 3, 2, 1. A 10 energy comes out for the new moon and the journey of love. And 3 and 1, I mean, all strong, beautiful numbers. Love is what makes your heart beat faster. The lump in my throat, the feeling of missing you so much that I can't wait to be with you again. And then we are. And I look into your eyes deeper. And I know the unspoken words that say I love you and feel words in return. How short each lifetime seems, but what I feel with you lasts forever. May love be the compass that guides you on this course of a lifetime. There is a heavenly child in your midst. It may be within your heart, in your womb, the glimmer in your eye. This child holds the key to the fulfillment of the process that is happening for you now. The child might be a physical culmination of your marriage or a commitment to another. It might be a symbolic birthing to a new self after a time of learning to bring male energies of protection and discernment together with female energies of feeling and creativity. Whether it's within yourself, within a relationship, within a hope, a dream with another. The child might symbolically be a new life, an improved relationship, a book, a new job, completely renewed way of dealing with what was once a challenging issue, and so soon will not be an issue for you anymore. Just to name some examples, from masculine to feminine, there is just one, a new reality dawning with grace. This oracle holds a message for you. New life is upon you now. You are being reborn, and you will give birth to what is meant for you in this lifetime. There is no need to worry. There is no need to fear. Pray with an open heart that you may be supported to fulfill your destiny. You already are, of course, but prayer can help you realize it. The rest is in the loving and capable hands of the divine. So, at the very end there, it talks about letting go of the control of things having to happen in a certain sequence, a certain way, a certain design for your happiness, your joy, your abundance to show up. Be present. Go with the flow. See what the opportunity brings you. Let go of certain controls in your life. It's kind of like the mom thing, right? Why can't I, says the child, and the mom says, or the dad says, because I said so. That's the kind of energy that we need to be aware of during this new moon. Because if we've asked for an explanation, then we should be respected enough to receive the explanation. And if we're not, then we need to understand where we are compromising in our life, where we are allowing toxic energy into our life, and how to dispel it from our life and replace it with positive energy going forward. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.